Yes, another stunning home there, Kensington Gardens, and good luck to Joss. Now, Joss is the cartoonist in The Advertiser, so for those of you following, just a little bit of an interesting tidbit along the way. Now, in the studio with me still, Mark Potter from Baker Young Stockbrokers. Mark, rather than some questions from viewers, perhaps just your thoughts on how the mums and dads investors in the share market are feeling at the moment.
Okay, well, I mean, best to say that it's a difficult climate for investors at the moment. I mean, the market had a peak in 2007 at 6,850. Here we sit today at 4,150 points. Over that period of time, from peak to where we are at the moment, it's been a bit of a tough road.
Yes.
Now, it's still well off the bottom levels that we saw in 2009. But this typically looks like sort of similar to the 70s, I suppose, or similar to almost the Great Depression type moves in the stock market, where it's taking a long period of time for the market to reach new highs.
Yeah.
But in those sorts of, generally speaking, history tells us that if you allow 10 to 12 years, even in those really depressed sort of periods, that you will end up at a higher level again,
Yep.
and you're moving forward. So we're sort of 5, getting on to 6 years into this, sort of downturn in markets.
Yep.
So if you take the longer term view, the medium term view, that there's some light at the end of the tunnel there now, and there's some good times ahead.
Yep.
But just be wary in the short term that it's going to continue to be volatile. It's going to continue to be difficult, and try and if stocks get excessively sold off, try and focus on good quality companies and add to your portfolio through that period.
Yeah, and I guess the message behind that I would read is hang on to them, just wait till they come back in different situations.
Well, there's two sayings there. I mean, look, you want to hang on to good quality stocks,
yeah,
but you also want to weed the garden from time to time.
Sure.
Another classic saying out there is first loss is your best loss sometimes.
Yes.
And if you are in a dog, so to speak, and you can pick it early enough, try to move on and try and rotate into something that's got a better future.
Okay.
So I don't think that investors should be just complacent with their portfolios either.
Right.
The marketplace is ever changing, and the top 100 stocks today are a lot different than the top 100 stocks 10 years ago, 20 years ago.
Okay.
And so some rotation in the portfolio and keeping your eye out for the new emerging stars of the future is important as well.
Yeah. Oh, that's good. That's good. Nice to hear. And perhaps your thoughts on some stocks that people might like to just keep an eye on, or maybe even get involved in at the moment.
Sure. So, look, I think that in the top end, I think we've got potentially, a rough couple of months ahead of us. I think this sort of European stuff is going to continue to escalate, unfortunately, for a little while yet before there's, investors feel more comfortable again. And so, my tip at the moment is that the markets could travel lower over that period, and there should be some really good bargain hunting in the top 20 sort of companies in the market. So top end things like, our leading banks, our leading resource stocks, if they get sold down further from here, are good opportunities for long-term portfolios. On the more speculative side, I think you've got to be very, very selective. There's one certainly which I'll disclose my interest in here locally that we're a very strong supporter of, called Bionomics, which is specialising in anxiety and depression and some cancer drugs as well.
Okay.
And while I mention that, everyone at Baker Young passes on their best wishes for Anthony's TOOPs and his family's fight
thank you.
over the coming year.
Yeah.
But there's a company here locally that we certainly think has got a huge future.
Excellent. Oh, well, that's a good wrap. Thank you for that. And thank you for coming in. Good to catch up with you again. It's been good fun.
Thank you very much.
Good on you, Mark. Now we're going to go and have a look at some of our hot properties. Well, that's it for today's show. And remember, if you missed anything or would like to watch it again, you can always download the podcast from our TOOP TV website. Make sure you tune in next week as we'll be going to take a look at some amazing hills properties as part of our SA's Finest segment. So we'll see you again next week at 1 o'clock on Wednesday, but now it's time for some of our hot properties.